Okay, cool. Pop out chat. Sure. Whoops, that's the wrong button again. Hey, Ata, how's things going? I just woke up like an hour ago. I'm exhausted, but so it'll probably be a bit short. I'm just getting everything set up. That sucks. What happened? Just a routine thing, or did you get hurt? Hey, Nicholas. Yes. Alright, hopefully that should be good. You know, chat will actually start showing up at some point. And, you know, as is tradition with one of my streams, that like everything just breaks. Yeah. Alright, do we want to do the AEUG, the Titans, or Axis first? Hey, Aerolith. How is things? How was exams? Yep. Looks to be the usual about 30-second delay. So, finish up some more AEUG. I think we're technically the furthest into Axis. So, you know, AEUG and Titans need to get done at some point. Yeah, because... Oh, wait, this is the 1 year war. It's like, we did Camille, and then basically nothing else. Except for cats. Cats did live. And Amuro joined the AEUG at some point. Maybe we should do some Emma. Oh, that 4-star Zeon is great. I used it for one mission. That was it. Oh. Should we do Lala Survives Sayla real quick? Just with the Jeeble.
Sayla 006 launching.
Hey, Bankat. How's things?
I thought I'd mastered it when I went through the simulations. Gundam, please hang on! do it. Destroy my unit.
Of course, we are using the best unit in the game, so...
I did it.
Yeah, that camera, man. Damn it, Amaru. Hey, Sienna. I am just getting murdered by some people using the best unit in the game. Hey, is the volume alright for you guys? This is the Lala Survives route, by the way. Yeah, is it too loud? It's pretty loud for me. No, I have literally nothing for my triangle. Yeah. Like, I don't even shoot my gun like with other units when I hit triangle. It just does nothing. Okay, it shoots with R1 though, so that's not too bad. We can actually murder Lala on this one if we want to. We just, you know, have to reach her, and that's the challenge. Sadly, Char's decided I need to die instead of, you know, Lala needing to die. Or Amuro. You can kill Amuro, I don't mind about that.
Returning now.
Survived though with the jump shot, damn it. Woo! Well, Sayla survives. Oh, was that one of the ones where Amuro can't die? Oh yeah, Amuro couldn't die in that one. Oh well, it didn't matter. So I probably, you know, shouldn't murder Amuro in that one, but it's fine, right? Do we want to finish up the 1-year war? Maybe make Ryu survive? Do we want to do Emma, like, at all? Or Apolly and Roberto? Or, you know, actually finish up the Quattro storyline? Don't worry, we have spare Gundams for that. Because, you know, I was using the learning computer and the core booster. It's fine. We have like 6 back at base. No one pilots them, though, because reasons. Or you guys can see how awesome the Methis is with the Fa. Hey, Sayla never saw any conflict up until Neo Zeon invaded. Oh, I still haven't heard anything back from YouTube yet. It's been about 2 weeks. I emailed them on Friday, though. So I'll probably hear something middle next week, if I'm lucky. But it's not the Crossrave videos specifically. It's literally any video. Let's just play with the Methis for a little bit, I guess. Yeah, we just have to survive, though, because we've already stopped Operation Meteor a couple of times. 4-star this goddamn Methis. Hell no.
Where's the enemy?
I like the Methis as a concept, but in this game it's trash. But it double pistols people. And then gets absolutely wrecked by a Hyzak. I also have the arm missiles. Oh, those do a lot more damage than the pistols do. Good to know. Remember that the Hyzak is the weak guy in this fight. Or the weak enemy in this fight.
I'll always be there to protect you.
Whatever you say, Mauer. I really don't see it as a prototype REGZ in the same fact that, like, you could say the Gundam is the prototype REGZ. Yeah, to a degree they're related because probably the data was used, but I wouldn't really say it's a prototype. Yeah, if anything, the Zeta Z1, or the mass production versions of the Zeta, were the prototypes for the REGZ. Though the actual MP Zeta doesn't have a transformation module at all. Oh, I know. I did that earlier in the match. You just don't stay in it. You only keep it till your boost is done, and it's kind of useless. Though, apparently you can double shot with it. That's useful. Oh, that's Sarah. I was like, oh, Marasai. Yep. Yeah, the leg missiles are pretty cool. I'm a really big fan of stuff like that, and I'm kind of sad that nothing besides, like, Zaku's and Hyzaku's. Oh. Yeah, so, see how I lost my arm? Now I can't double pistol and I can't transform. I just boost. I also apparently lost my missiles. Which really suck. Cats exists. Is all I can say about Sarah being the worst character. I mean, also Rekoa. But mostly cats. But don't worry, this is Fa. Coming back with one arm's good for her. But hey, we finally got a Rick Diaz. Do we want to continue with Fa? Or should we move on to someone else? You know, outside of memes. Like, do we actually want to do Emma and go do that kind of stuff? I think this is the shotgun clay bazooka, so I'm probably not going to like it, but it's fine. I think it was like the black one had the normal bazooka and this one had the shotgun version.
From behind? Take this. The Hyzak is in poor performance. It's much better than a GM2. But when you compare it to things like the Rick Diaz or, you know, any of the other suits, the Rick Diaz, the Mark II, the Nemo, that kind of stuff, it starts being weaker, but that's just because war is the lead in innovation. Like, it was great in the interim, but it stopped being good eventually. The Marasai was actually developed around the beginning of Zeta. Like, the Anaheim had gone through and produced a shitload of them to gift them to the AEUG, but it failed, so Zeon got it. Or not Zeon, the Titans got it. But the GM Kel also, honestly, the main reason why they use Hyzak over the GM Kel is the GM Cal came out in, like, 2008. Instead of, you know, 87.
But the GM Kel was based off of the GM Custom, which was much, much more expensive to mass produce than the Hyzak was. Like 3 to 4 times the cost. So they could have either fewer units or share a unit with the Earth Federation that's very cheap and high performance for their needs. Well, we already got the good ending for Camille for now. Yeah, we have to win the 1-year war as Amuro. Oh wait, no, we did get the Amuro joins the AUG one, didn't we? Yeah, I guess we could do that one after fall. I don't mind. There are versions of the Methus that use beam rifles, shoulder-mounted beam cannons, that kind of stuff. It's just the one we see is the one Faw's using, and of course it only has 2 pistols. What, are you expecting Faw to be a good pilot? Like, there's one from a side story that literally has a mega particle cannon on its back. Hey, it looks derpy as fuck, though, and I'm pretty sure it's only good for one thing, but it's there. I want to say it's the Methus M or something like that. I don't think Camille ever... Does Camille get the ZZ? I think only Amuro gets it. Because you have to do the, like, Char's counterattack comes early route for that one. So I don't think Camille actually gets one of those, though I'm probably wrong. It's been a long time since I did that one. I'm pretty sure it's not going to, but me too. They're adapting over the arcade game, though, and you know they didn't have a real campaign to that. They have routes. No, it's some annoying girl. Yeah, I generally don't even use the double Zeta in this game, though, because it's honestly not very good. Like, it's slow, and it does about the same damage as the Zeta, except for the Zeta can transform.
Zeta, you're the one responsible for these delusions. Come on, stop! How dare you meddle with my mind?
Vaughn just, or Cats just absolutely got wrecked there. The bits were just like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna have to take a quick break around in about 25 minutes. I need to go put my laundry in the washer. And then about 45 minutes after that, I'll have to go put it in the dryer. Yeah, Camille, you go fight Haman. I'll busy myself with this Gaza. I think to transform into the G Fortress, wouldn't it need, like, an animation or something? Because it would have to, like, break into pieces. I can only imagine that's, like, a massive pain in the ass to code. No. Well, at least it shouldn't. Because, Axis at the time didn't have an idea that that was a thing. Unless you go by a new translation, then technically it was developed after it came around here. But the movable frame was developed by the Titans. And the Cubile was finished about the time they're coming towards the Earth sphere. So maybe the Mark II had it put in? But at least the original Cubile I wouldn't have. Also, I don't really like Fa's voice actor in this one. Like, she's more young and experienced instead of just, like, kind of pissed off with everyone. But the final battle, we need to defeat the enemy boss, who you know is going to be Shirako. Or no, won't it be Rekoa? Because she kills cats, and then, like, the Methys loses an arm and absolutely gets fucked. Oh no, it is Shirako. I was about to say, is Sarah still in Amarasai for some reason? Is this just a world where the Bellinok Shinanaham never happened?
What's happening? Is this some kind of weapon I've never seen before?
Yeah, it's called a bazooka. Also, using Zeta as a distraction?
Comprehend the power that's flowing through my body. What kind of power are you talking about, Paul? How can something so intangible possibly defeat a mobile suit? What?
The space magic. Ah, damn it.
Women's voices? Well, still want to fight? Get the hell out of here!
Also, the GM3 had it. All three forms of the Nemo. Yeah. Basically, everything post Mark II has a moving frame. Even the Jagen had it, to a degree, anyway. Phew. Yeah. If you remember, the Gundam Mark II was supposed to be the test bed for that kind of stuff. Also, I was going to the right instead, or going to the left instead of the right, but yeah. Sadly, I can't bum the magazine and just replace it. It's like, I have 4 shots, but I have way more than enough time to reload. Asshole! That's a big question, is I don't actually think Amuro and Hamon are in the same skill set of new types. They both might be new types, but I think Amuro's more of a, like, a general type instead of Hamon, who's really just good at, you know, murdering people. Or the more fear or magic-based attacks. So, as far as that goes, I'm pretty sure Hamon's better than Amuro at that, but in general, Amuro is definitely stronger. Yay, Fa has survived the 1-year war. We never have to, or the Grips conflict anyway. We never have to play her again, so don't worry about it. So I think someone was saying perfect ending, or the good ending for, you know, Camille. But because we finished all this stuff, it's like, oh hey, you know Grips? Yeah, Camille steals the Zeta instead of, you know, the Mark II. I think this will actually unlock the Gundam as well, which might be fun to hyper hammer someone.
It started.
Quattro never had a Mark III.
What's wrong?
That was another Zeon, or that was another Titan's ace who painted it red. In Define, though, he has a red Hyakushiki, which was the Hyakushiki 0. Hey, Pedro. But yeah, I kind of wish any of the side material stuff was in this game. But it isn't. Well, except for the ground Gundam.
This is nothing. Not bad, Camille.
Shurako's charm, it's kind of hard to discuss it because everyone thinks he's a creep, except for everyone in the show because, you know, we think it's new type powers, but is it or not has never been clearly said. But they could have wrote Shurako to be charming to Japanese women in 1987. That's entirely possible, and we just don't get it. So Judo has the highest new type potential. He is not actually the most powerful new type, mainly because he just fucked off and did nothing for so long. But Judah is 14 at the end of Double Zeta, and he's more powerful than Camille is. Had he continued on from what he was doing, by the time he was the age of Amuro, or even Camille, he'd likely be Axis Shock level Amuro, if not stronger.
Take that! You got in my way! Take that! You got in my way!
Oh. Is there an official model kit or a resin kit? Because the Gundam 3 Custom is a thing, and it's painted red. But it's not actually piloted by Amuro or Char. It's piloted by some random Titan remnant after the war. Well, after they surrender in the Neo-Zeon War, which they're technically just Titan's remnants who are really well armed for some reason. Like, they even have a Pale Rider. It's kind of crazy.
Not much of an improvement. This pressure. What is it?
But yeah, Amuro still in the Gundam over there.
I'm not about to let myself be pulled in by the Earth's gravity. I'll let the reinforcements take care of the rest.
The strongest non-new type or old type is kind of in question. If you go by Girin's Greed, it's Yazon, followed by South Burning, and then Lilla. But that's not the most accurate thing to do.
You got in my way! Why did you get in my way? Camille here, I'm returning.
Kenneth A. Young or Greenwood. Though Greenwood kind of gave up and left working for Zeon. And Kenneth A. Young, we don't know what happens to him because no one cares. Yeah, so I just Googled it, and so there's the Quattro Bagina colors, but the only thing that says it's Quattro Bagina colors is the article in the Gundam Wiki. But if you actually read the Anaheim Journal, it's not Char. Zeonic has it up on his website. We don't know why the Nahel Argamo wasn't there. It hasn't been told to us just yet. Eventually somebody will probably bring it up, but as far as we all knew,
Let's do it!
it wasn't brought back into service after Double Zeta, but then Unicorn came out and kind of changed that. So I'm expecting some side story or something to come up.
It's calling. Who is it?
It wasn't used in Last Sun. That was a Grey Phantom.
So this is what Earth's gravity feels like.
I own a copy of that, yeah. I played it quite a bit. Though I'm not very good at those kind of games because my spatial awareness is kind of garbage.
This is a game!
But if I can get PCSX to emulate well, like the PS1 version, I don't mind playing it sometime. Yeah, if you check my Twitter, I took pictures of it a while back. Like, off on 2 years ago. If the Nahel Argamo was owned by the Vis Foundation, I would say, yeah, probably. That would make sense. But the Federation didn't know about NTD till it was too late. Like, they had Nitro, which was kind of a thing, but if they knew about the training for the Unicorn, I would be so pissed. Or the testing for the Unicorn. Oh wow, Jared's an Anasamer. Cool. I'd be so pissed. It's like, oh yeah, we didn't consider this an issue. So we just kind of let Zeon get that far in, but yeah, we knew about it the whole time. So at the time of CCA, Londo Bell only had those 3 ships, or was it 4? They only had the Rock Hallam and then 2 or 3 Klopp classes. We, honestly, at the time at least, didn't know the Nahel Argamo was still, you know, together and being used. That was very much just a Unicorn thing. But it wasn't part of the Londo Bell just yet. Because that was one of the big issues with Londo Bell, is the stuff we saw in CCA was all they had. Like, they didn't have anything else. Except for maybe a couple of Earth-based fighters and stuff, but those wouldn't have really helped. And then the Federation didn't want to send one of their own fleets, though. We found out a little bit later they have one of the larger fleets at Side 1.
It started.
Because it has the Federation Space-Based Congress up there. So most of CCA was all the Federation's fault. Ain't that fun. If I remember correctly, the when Axis was moving, it was parked around Luna 2, so it had to pass by Side 1 and Side 4 to get to the Earth.
We have to attack them at once. They're going to try to escape in shadows.
No. So post-Titans, the Federation is trying real hard to not have a Titans happen again. So Londo Bell is both behind a shitload of red tape for everything, and way underarmed, so nobody can ever rebel again. Like, I think by Unicorn they had like 15 or 16 ships. Like, Londo Bell is not big at all. That's also a very good question. It is always the Fed's fault. Also, fuck you, Bjorn. I love you, but damn. That was sad. Ah, asshole using the, gantry to defend yourself. You make it sound like you want to live. What the fuck's wrong with you?
This isn't a game.
No, Appley. Even though you're alive, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
30 seconds. This isn't a game.
Now we just have generic Karaba pilot number 27. Oh no, Amuro's here. Hey, Green. How's things? Why were we getting supported by one of Char's wingmen when Amuro was here? The hell? I guess he didn't want to leave the shuttle. Because, we got to abandon Camille down on the planet. Could you really consider Londo Bell being covert, though? Like, they have their emblem on the side of their ships.
Here, I'm returning.
Oh, and a long time ago, new ties versus coordinators.
Camille unit, let's do it.
From a practicality sense, coordinator, hand down. Because you can make more people. That's easy.
Colin, who is it?
New types rely on space magic and harsh trauma. You can't really replicate that.
Just burn everything.
As far as 4 goes, or they become incredibly stupidly unstable. Also, I should have brought the Hyper Mega Launcher. I forgot.
Not you. What are you doing?
Oh, right, no, it's the mobile armor form has an eye field. The mobile suit form does not, if I remember what they said last time correctly.
You're able to keep living this life because there's someone who knows you.
Please stop being my enemy. Just be nice to me. I hate being pushed around.
Oh, I just realized something. So, strongest non-new type in Gundam? Setsuna.
Combat system forces the pilots to keep fighting.
Technically, innovators aren't new types.
Where's the system's core?
That's funny. I mean, no other new type or old types can teleport. Oh yeah, the original Gundam is massively outdated right now. So, loadout wise, the GM Custom was about as more powerful, or was more powerful than the Gundam at everything but armor. And the only reason it wasn't is because they can't really mass produce lunar titanium. The lunar titanium it's made out of is still the hardest armor ever. Literally till victory is when they finally managed to get more lunar titanium. But, reactor-wise and everything, yeah, the GM Custom's just better. He technically got enough money to afford a mansion and everything, but he wasn't actually that wealthy. He had a nice house for Japanese standards, but at least around where I live, it's basically a $55,000 or $550,000 house. In Japanese standards, though, it's crazy nice. Hey, if it was in survivability, Patrick would be the most powerful person ever. Because Patrick is unkillable, damn it. But it's in actual skills, which he's pretty average.
Got in my way. Camille here, I'm returning.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think Patrick is probably the saddest character in all of Gundam.
Camille be done, let's do it!
Imagine just having to live with everyone in your squad being killed 11 times.
How many are there?
Even the people, you're friends with for 5 years. And they're just dead one day. All because you decided to help somebody who has a giant robot. And, you didn't want them to murder your family.
Take that! Take that! Got in my way!
Oh, did they actually get married? I thought they just got engaged and, they never actually got together.
Got in my way! We're within Von Braun City's airspace. Send out the Dogo Skiers mobile suits. Goodbye, you pest. Take that! What? There! I'll get
I mean, everyone in Iron-Blooded Orphans is kind of at least a little fucked up in the head. Oh. Like, I know how it feels to lose one person and may have it be your fault. Like, I can't imagine, like, multiple times in a row that being any good for you at all. Like, shit.
Men become so vigorous and resourceful.
Got in my way!
This is nothing.
Oh, yeah. Emma's still a Titan in this one because, you know, we never found out about the 30 Bunch incident because it never happened.
Destroy! This isn't a game! You!
I mean, honestly, if your last name was Kostler, I'd probably have changed it too. I can't remember Katie's last name, though. Honestly, I couldn't remember. I know what she looks like, I can't remember her name, though. Alright, so we've killed Chirako, we've killed Emma. Who's next, Jared? Or just some generic Mars pilots?
We have landed in Von Braun City. Unless you immediately halt
Hey, I stopped that attack. You're dead.
this city,
Or did I need to have you retreat? I forget. I killed you, I think. But it's fine. We prevented Operation Meteor, or Operation Apollo, like 6 times. I really hope we prevented Operation Meteor as well.
here, I'm returning.
Just because I want to, like, rub it in not Amuro's face. Yep, we prevented it. Cool. In all of Gundam, best ship commander is Bright.
Camille be done. Let's do it.
Bright is responsible for not only the strongest new type, the second strongest new type, and Judah. And about 5 other people who aren't as important. Also Hathaway. Which kinda sucks, but still. I mean, he slapped his kid too, and, you know, crazy new type powers. Ah, crap. Alright. Alright, I need to go move my laundry and after we're done with this mission. So I'll be taking a small break after this is over.
Why did you get in my way?
And then I guess we can move over to the Titans after that.
You're finished.
Oh, hey, Yazan's here.
Yazan, don't think that one temperamental pilot will alter the mission. Damn it, you moron! You're not getting away. What? What? I'm an ally. I'll get you. You gonna ram me through your armor? Not yet. You're finished. What? What? I can't see it! Incredible! How did he know the weak point of this machine? Above!
I do really wish my mom would do my laundry for me, but that hasn't been a thing in like 15 years, so.
Go down!
But like, I have to work in, 8 hours, and I kind of don't have any work clothes left. Because, I had to work yesterday as well, and... oh well, it is the busy season for me. No, specifically Bright slapping people. I have Bright Emma, or Titan's Emma. She's just, on the Titan side. We could do that one later if we wanted to.
Got in my way! What is Yazan doing?
Yeah, it's not just slapping a specific person. It's having Bright slap you that does it. Yep. Okay, so we still have like 7 things left for Camille, so... Alright, I will be taking a short break. It should only be about 5 minutes. And then afterwards, I think we'll move over to the Titans. Or we can do more of the AEUG. I'll let you guys decide. But I will be taking a break for 5 or so minutes. I just need to go throw my stuff in the laundry. Though I will say funnel missiles are great because they're basically homing missiles in a world where you don't have homing missiles. So by using them, you could theoretically, hit pinpoint targets, which isn't really a thing in UC. Super useful if you use them. The only problem is you have to have a good enough new type to use them, and in Hathaway's Flash you have Lane and you have Hathaway, both of which are terrible. Hello, I am back. I missed a lot, apparently. Um... In, I believe, Evolve and one of the other things, along with, Innovator-esque thing in, 00, they did have ships with funnels. The only problem is you oh, right, you have to be selected on the screen to go down. The only problem with that kind of stuff is that it's really hard to put enough psychoframe throughout the ship to conduct the missiles, unlike a mobile suit, which is much smaller. Theoretically, you would shoot at, like, a missile boat with funnels on it, and, like, you just shoot out a bunch of them if you had new types. But because it's Gundam, they had to be connected to mobile suits. Like, I would literally send out something like the Elmith with cameras. But it wouldn't be big in, green. It would be a small black tube with, like, missiles that just go forward and back. It'd be great. Yeah, but you see, Bright couldn't have commanded the Albion, because if he did, the Stardust incident would never have worked, because he would have just beat the shit out of Gato when he tried to run away. Okay, so do we want to do some more AEUG, or move over to the Titans? And while you guys answer, I will be opening my beer. I really hope that picked up on the mic. Yeah, I guess again you could just have like a missile battery in the ship that kind of protrudes out a little bit with Psychoframe, couldn't you? Though I think that would block you from going to the other side of the ship, so it'd be kind of an issue. So, at what point does an MA turn into a ship? Because if an MA is just an upscaled mobile suit, but then you could have a ship-sized MA, when does it just become a ship? Because, you know, it can support multiple people. Because it's not always just an upscaled mobile suit. Oops. True. Okay, we'll do the Titan. Well, do we want to do the Titans, or do we want to do the Titans now and then end off with Zeon, or do we want to do Zeon now and then the Titans? I think we're going to do the Titans and then end off with Zeon, like we've done every other time. Welcome back, Ta. So, yeah, we've done most of Jared. I guess we only do have 3 battles left with Jared, so we should finish that one off. Yeah, because Lilith already survived, so let's finish off Jared, and then we'll go and do some other stuff after we finish off Jared.
Leave it to me. There's no time.
I hate Yandere Simulator with a passion. Exclusively just because the guy who creates it is an absolute idiot. He thinks he can bully Amazon. Like, the fuck is wrong with that guy? Amazon is a government-level corporation, and he thinks that he can get something by getting his fans to complain. And then complains because, you know, they outright banned him forever. I mean, really, dude? Like, you asked for that. You tried to bully Amazon. But then again, that's why, you know, I'm a marketing major, not a game developer, because I don't have those kind of balls. do they let you put salt on the food? Because they might be trying to keep your blood pressure down. I know, yeah, I know certain places will actually not have salt on the food to keep your blood pressure down so it's easier to take your blood. So, let's put it this way. If Amazon existed during when the Earth Federation was a thing, they would probably own France. Because they could. So remember that the Earth Federation is a collection of various corporations that make up territory. So, you know how like in Thunderbolt they had the South Seas Alliance? That was weird and out of place because it was so big. Not that, you know, they were a church that had taken over a good portion of everyone. That was fine. It was the size that was the issue.
Don't get in my way. All right, I'm returning
Well,
now.
so I was a marketing major, like 5-ish years ago. I started IT 3.5 years ago, and now I'm something called an exchange admin. I basically fix people's emails.
Heading out.
But I used to work for Maker and Polaris and those kind of people. Actually, that corporation, in fact.
Come on.
I was one of the...
It's near being to ashes.
I was one of the, what was it, creator consultants or whatever? Basically the people who took the blame for stuff other people did. But I got fired about the time the Civil War bullshit thing that had happened.
You guys are antiques.
And then I started doing IT and I make like twice as much as I used to. Dude, if I could translate for a living, I would. I'd have so much fun with that, but I'm not Zeonic. I can't afford that.
Reckless. Any more damage than this
So Admiral Gop from... God, was it the original series that he was in, or was it like 0083? Admiral Gop is actually the head of a major banking organization and a trade company. And, in fact, he becomes Federation Prime Minister for like 8 years. Most of the admirals, even like Cohen and them, are trying to become the head of the Federation like Rebel was. Except for Rebel was a military leader, he wasn't a political leader like everyone else. So, Thunderbolt is uncanon by the author's own words, in the fact that he thought there was a lot of lore for Gundam and didn't care about it, or didn't want to follow all that lore. He just wanted to write a good story. So it's about as canon as, by his words, it's uncanon, but it's canon as all the other series because of Bandai's position on what is canon for Gundam, which is literally just, have we animated it? Yes or no. Which is why Evolve and the new translation is so annoying, is because, like, you animated it, but it means stuff that you animated before can have happened.
All right, I'm returning now.
Now, everyone knows General Sergei is Mr. Bushido. See, one's blonde, one has black hair. It's a perfect cover.
Lieutenant Jared Mesa heading out.
The Federation, the main character? That'd be E.O. Fleming.
Come on.
The blue-haired dude, or at least I think he had blue hair in the anime, was Cornelius. Then there's, Claudia, who is the completely useless girlfriend. And then there's, Bianca Carlisle, who's the completely useful girlfriend. Hey, if they animate missing link, or, well, if they animated missing links, I would probably just leave the hobby altogether. But if they animated Negative Zeta, I'd be so happy, because then the book would sell again. And I want that goddamn book.
The bound dock's not going down against that.
God, why can't we go back to Camille and Shirako? You know, I just sit in the back and shoot you with a bazooka.
You have. I am not a murderer. You're tired of fighting? I'll do it. I'm gonna take you out right here and now.
Hey, Mr. Bushido could be a woman. Don't assume his gender. I mean, he calls himself Mr., but that's just a title. So in Genesis, that Yu is actually a lot more outspoken than he was in the game. In the game, he doesn't talk at all. The only thing he says is ... So they, for the manga and for Genesis, which follows the manga, he's a lot better than he was in the game. But it's because, like, in the game, his character name is literally YOU. Same with Raynor being Master Player. Or Rayer, I should say. Not Raynor. Raynor's the guy from StarCraft. Who is one of the StarCraft devs.
I said I'd protect you, Jared.
This is nothing.
Dang it, Mauer. I know you're trying to protect me, but I need to kill this Camille guy.
He's strong. You. Go. You. Finished.
Like, Kirkland's level of piloting is fine, like, he's pretty generic.
You guys are antiques now.
But he was a spy for the Federation at age 6, inside 3. During a rebellion he should not have been anywhere near. And then had a kid, like, 2 years later. Like, the fuck? Another era of tragedy is unfolding. Titans must deal quickly with the AEUG and focus their energy on Axis. From the ashes of the one-year war, a new hero arises. This is what happens when you double up the text in the same amount of cutscene. Hey, we got Federation Lilo route, and Yazon route, and Buren route. So we unlocked their Federation sides. So like the one-year war versions of them. So, you know, this one has a Sayla helmet. This one has a Ryu helmet. Yazon also has a Ryu helmet. So I'm probably going to do these ones off screen because they're literally... Space, you use a captured Zaku. Do combat training with a captured mobile suit. Space training with a captured mobile suit. Ground training with a captured mobile suit. Why was I hitting Camille with the sword when I have a gun? Because when I'd shoot him once, he would get knocked off axis, and then I would have to wait for him to come back where he could shoot me, because he has invulnerability frames. But if I meleeed him 3 times, it would do the same thing, but do 2.5 times more damage.
You're too easy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's literally just redo the same match, like, over and over again. Constantly. So I'll probably end up doing it off screen, to be honest, because literally all of their combat is exactly the same. Like, it does the AEUG thing, except for it's not interesting. Like, oh no, he shot me with the bazooka. Maybe if I, you know, wasn't just using the machine gun for funsies. Though I do like how the ESF charter is on my right shoulder. That's really cool. I will say I'm a very big fan of, like, these captured enemy suits in this one. Like, they did really good with the textures. Yeah, this game, except for the ground Gundam, This game has, like, no third-party stuff. It's really annoying. So, like, when we get the ground Gundam, which I think we'll unlock it in the mission or two, it has the MSO8 shield, MSO8 shield and everything.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah, I'm a new type because I can use the Zaku. It's also really good for, you know, grinding experience. Hey, it's this one. We get a ground gun, or a ground GM.
Lila team launching.
I believe this is the one that we get the ground Gundam
Lila
from.
team launching.
If we complete the chain 2, we'll be allowed to use the ground GM on, like, actual legitimate combat stages. So, like, we haven't done Yazan yet, but we could go through it with the GM if we wanted to. I think he gets a standard GM. The white combat suits are aces. Or special pilots, I should say. Amuro got his because it was the only one they had at the time. The yellow ones are just for recruited people. The blue ones are for enlisted. And the pink ones are something or another for the Federation. That being said, their actual dress uniforms are completely different, so... It's like, yeah, complete opposite, but it's fine. I believe in one of the early SD Gundam games, Yazan actually is at Aboaku alongside Burning and you and all them. And you can say, well, you can keep him alive if you want, but he can't join you. He's always going to be an enemy. So even if you shoot it down, it doesn't really matter.
All right, let's go back.
Okay, so we got the ground GM from that one, yeah. I know, oh, wow, we have Amuro with us, that's funny.
Lila team launching.
The white dingoes aren't in this game either.
Lila team launching.
Though, the Himalaya stages and the underwater stage we'll do later as 4 basically consolidates in my mind that they're planning on having MSO8 in this at one point, and it either got cut or was never included. Because you'll see a bunch of stuff related to it, but it's just not in here. Oh, is this the defend the Dobai or Dobday one?
I gotcha.
Eh. Fuck my life. Dude, what the hell? Quit being the... You deserve a promotion, but quit being good at your job, damn it. Yeah. This is the nice version of that other one where you had to defend this idiot. So the ground GM and the ground Gundam are both heavily armored, and they don't have AMBAC system, so they don't work in space at all. You can apparently add in an AMBAC pretty easily from what the SD Gundam games have been told, but we've never seen that happen in any of the manga or any of the shows. So AMBAC, I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's basically the balancing system. I went to the original Gundam. I left before I could see the unicorn. That came out maybe a year or two later. But I do have pictures of it. I'll check the Discord later. I'll see if I can find them. But I think they're still in California. Yeah, I was gonna go with a coworker at my old place. I was thinking about it anyway to the Tokyo Olympics for funsies. But he got into a car crash and kind of just went weird and left. And then, you know, I left as well, so... We're not doing that anymore, but we thought about it. I want to see the Gundam move, though, damn it. If you guys don't know, they're supposed to be making the Gundam move. But they tried to, like, group... or... They tried to get people to work on it without getting paid for it. And, like, not finance it at all. Kind of, like, group source moving the Gundam, and it didn't work out. So they're way behind schedule right now. It's kind of funny. But, like, when the petition and everything came up, it was just like, wait, you guys are starting this a year? Oh, wow, we have the MS-06 sign on our shield. That's funny. Oh, we actually have to complete all the missions, don't we? Lame.
Launch! Lila team, launching!
Yeah, like, everyone was wondering what Bandai was thinking. Like, oh yeah, a year before it's supposed to happen, you want everyone to get together for free to get your Gundam to move. But they're making good progress on it, and apparently it does move. Or at least they say it moves. I don't know if it's true or not. Also, that was me being a dumbass. You know, if they had this stage at the very beginning of the story, or of UC mode, I'd be like, sweet, awesome, like, I like it. The fact that I'm halfway through, like, a lot of starting campaigns and I've already figured all of this out just makes this a massive slog to get through. Yeah. Well, see, the thing with them putting Gundam games on the PC before is they were using proprietary engines that they had developed for the PlayStation or the PS3 and that kind of stuff. Those engines weren't supported on the PC. That was one of their biggest problems with it. I think they're only Mac or something stupid like that. So, like, you can even render them on a Windows machine. And the more recent ones, like the SD Gundam games and New Gundam Breaker and all that stuff, I've started moving over to more normal engines. So you get stuff like you can just hire someone off the street who can do Unity to edit for New Gundam Breaker or the SD Gundam games, which are a very, very modified version of, I think it was Unreal 4 or it might be Unreal 3. And that's why their production time is so much quicker now, is they don't have these, like, stupid-ass things that everyone before had to do. Oh, hey, this is the Ground Gundam one. So if you notice, we have the MS-08 on our shield.
Lila team, launching! Alright, let's go!
I mean, if they made a Gundam Breaker 4 with everything, with, you know, similar stuff to Gundam Breaker 3, they'd make absolutely shit tons of money. But instead, we got a mobile game because the franchise died because they didn't want to spend money. But I want to point out that they sold 500,000 copies of Gundam Breaker 3 in Singapore. They sold less than 100,000 copies in Japan. I wonder why that is. We know the West doesn't like Gundam and all, so couldn't possibly be related to that. I mean, we even paid for that shit that was Versus, so... No, this mobile suit has the stuff for MS-08, but MS-08 is not in the game at all.
You're too easy. You're not getting away. That's one day.
I personally have a theory that MS-08 was going to be in the game, it's just they removed it. Oh, if you play Ace Pilot or the Missing Links game, you can actually both customize your character and customize your mobile suit. No, the one who got killed by the Black Tri-Stars is Matilda. She isn't playable in this game as far as I remember. This is Lilla. This is Jared's first girlfriend from Zeta. You know, the one in the Garibaldi that got killed, like, super early on. This is the story mode where she survives and thrives. But this is her life back in the 1 Year War.
That's one down. All right, let's go back.
So we had the choice between Lilla, Yazan, and Buren for this kind of stuff. So we could have played as Buren or Yazan for literally the same exact missions. I just picked this one because it was on top. Literally only decision. My Twitter is linked on the, if you go to my main page and right below the banner to the right, there's the Twitter icon, or it's Jason Diathenrai.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, so we get a GM for this too, even though we, you know, have unlocked the ground Gundam. Oh, look, they have Magella top cannons.
I gotcha.
So, right now we have the standard RX-79, right? This is the standard GM. The beam spray gun's more of a beam shotgun than it is a beam rifle in this game. But most games just make it a beam rifle because it's either easier to code or they just don't know. Yeah. This game came out 4 years after MSO8. It was released in English about the same time MSO8 was playing, but it was definitely later. The thing about this game, though, is it's a combination of two other games. So I'm pretty sure when they developed it, they didn't really have the time to do what they wanted to do. They were just porting in new assets. Or porting in already existing assets that were new to them at the time. God damn. Shooting me at close range. So the GM normally didn't have the armor to survive getting shot at close range with a Zeon, with a GM, or not GM, a Zaku bazooka. Or even a Zaku machine gun for that matter. But this game doesn't care. It's not hitting me, it's glancing off of me. So they're just kind of hit points. Yeah, weirdly enough, I was thinking about playing Gundam versus, or AEUG versus Titans before I played this. Because no one else had heard of it. Like, I own a physical copy and everything. I just decided on this one on the spur of the moment kind of thing. This is the Grand Canyon. Yeah, we're technically fighting in the Grand Canyon. This stage, we'll do the Big Zom version a little bit later if you want, where literally we get to use Big Zom and try to jump through the canyon. It's so much fun. Yeah, also normally with the beam spray gun at close range, would blow a hole through a Zaku too. Even blow a hole through a Dom. And Galgooks have less armor than the Dom does. We don't know what GM stands for. There's a bunch of stuff that says... there's a bunch of ideas, but Bandai's never gone out and said what it is. Some people say Gundam mass-produced. Some people say general mass production. Could be a lot of things, but we don't actually know what it means. Yeah, it has... Like, no one has ever gone out and said exactly what it means. It's all just supposition. And no, I can't upload things to YouTube still.
Right, let's go back.
I emailed them again on Friday, but I haven't heard anything back. Hey, we got the GM now as well. So we could do Jabro too. Or we could do the Jabro Underground. Because weirdly, we can be at both battles. God, look at how many choices we have. We have the beam rifle, we have the machine gun, we have a rocket launcher, which is like a bazooka. We have the 180mm cannon and the missile launcher.
Lila team launching. All right, let's go.
Not yet.
You're too easy.
Oh yeah, so, just so you know, I have made this point clear a couple of times, you do not read GM as Jim. That is an American thing, and I don't know why they did it, because we made up the rule, but if the acronym is less than 4 characters, you read it out. Kind of like the AK is not the AC, but it's an AK. Or the AKM even is, you know, an AKM, not AKM. If it's more than 4 characters, you can read it out as a word. That is the actual rule in English. So calling a GM a Jim is completely weird. But if we're going to be calling GMs Jims, then we also need to call Doms Domus and Gaufs Goofus. Both of which are a thing in Gundam. Or Gogs even, Gogus. But people tend to ignore because, you know, reasons. But Jim is still Jim. Oh, so weird thing about the Stardust Memory dub, it was actually done by a completely different team than the original Gundam and the Zeta dub. I don't know if it was actually at the same time, but people say they were kind of done in parallel. So the dubbing was done way before the actual series coming out. But yeah, Goofus, Domus, Gegalogs. Yeah, in the American dub, they call them Jims. But they also, you know, call the Gundam the Gundam, so... I should have brought the GM for this one. Or, you know, the beam rifle at least. Because unupgraded, the 180mm cannon is kind of garbage. Because it's a single shot. And, like, it pulls me forward when I shoot. Oh god, I don't know if you guys have played War for Earth, but Zax are my absolute favorite thing ever. Oh, you know, I should really, stream War for Earth, so you guys can, you know, enjoy it. I recorded it way back in the day, but I didn't feel like, you know, anything interesting was happening, so I didn't upload it. But it exists somewhere. Also, hey, Blitzkrieg. This is not MS-08, this is Lila. I just happen to be using a Gundam with the shield that says MS-08. It's just a ground Gundam, though. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Alright. We're gonna use... We'll use the ground Gundam again just because it's funner, but we're using the beam rifle because that was such a bad idea. I really like Anime Janai. It's really good. I'm also a fan of Iron Blooded Orphans. I think they did real good with the music. Besides that, MS-08 was pretty good as well. And first opening for season 2 of 00 I enjoyed. I don't really like season 2 of 00, but I like the opening at least. Ah, yes, Zack. Everyone's favorite. Also, people, I was talking to somebody about this on Twitter the other day. So, Kai doesn't exist in War for Earth. Dude's name is Duke. I'm not kidding. Ryu's the same dude, and they kind of pick somebody with a different body type than what I would think Ryu would be. But, yeah. Kai is a middle-aged black man. Which, I mean, I could see it from Kai's point of view, but it's kind of unbelievable. You have to see it. It's so good. Not that, like, honestly, though, both of them are much better actors than the Bright guy or the Char guy, though Chin is great. They picked, like, this fat white dude to play Char, and everyone in Japan calls him Chin. So he's called Chin Char. Yes, if you listen in, his name is Duke. Unless they changed that. But the Japanese version I have of it, he calls himself Duke. It's so good. Yeah, I'll give them that. Like, 1992 was before the years of cosplay. Like, their prop guy was good. Like, they even got the Char helmet, and that was a custom-made thing. I think that is a Pokemon, because people, you know, keep saying the name after I do it. But I stopped playing Pokemon in Season 2, or, Generation 2. Oh, that's my phone. Yeah, I stopped playing Pokemon in Generation 2, so I'm not quite sure if that is a thing or not. Also, did I get a twofer on that one? Ah, no, he jumped. Damn. I thought I shot through the one guy and hit the other guy. Alright, so we have 2 more missions before we finish up the Lilla route. Which is, you know, Solomon, which we fight Big Zom, and then outside Abooku. So I think we'll finish those, then I'll go grab my laundry and we'll start Zeon. Oh, goddamn, it's ground only. Damn you.
Lila team launching.
Do you mean War for Earth or the CCA game? So I technically own both. Though War for Earth is all in Japanese, it really doesn't matter. It's not dubbed. No, it's not Jabro, it's Jiaobrow. It won't become Jabro till Unicorn. Yeah, it's downside to writing Slager on these missions. Wow, we're fighting one of Zeon's elites. And he's so far done nothing to me. Yeah. Hey, I'll play War for Earth someday. Like, I'll start drinking. It'll be good. I just have to get the emulator to, you know, record. If I can get the emulator to record, like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Yes, Jiaobrow. It's where the Federation capital is, in Jiaobrow. If you go watch the not side stories, God, what was it? Blaze in a Flash or Rise from the Ashes. They call it Jiaobrow in the intro cutscenes. I kind of wish I had a Gundam so I could hyper hammer this guy. It'd be so much easier. Oh, don't worry though. We're gonna go to the Egyptian pyramids, which have been taken over by Zeon, and they filled with Tesla coils for some reason. And then we'll fight a full metal Gauth. There's also a segment where we ride on a Gau, like a horse. Well, we walk on top of the Gau and stab it and some other stuff. The speedrun for War on Earth, by the way, is about 32 minutes. So theoretically, we should get it done in about an hour.
Is the enemy a new type?
Yes, Lila, the enemy's a new type. That Dom, definitely a new type.
Launch! All right, let's go.
So, the Federation did in fact change their capital 4 times. First being Jaburo, the second one being Dakar in Africa. Jaburo was more of a, this is where we have to go because our actual capital was taken. They changed it to Dakar, and then up around the ending of Dakar, they changed it to a place in Tibet called Lhasa. And then after second Luna, or fifth Luna, is dropped on Lhasa, they move it to Adelaide in Australia, which it's then subject to a trap by Hathaway from Hathaway's Flash, or Mufti, that's his name at the time. And then after Mufti's little incident, they move it back to Dakar for a little while before moving it to a place in France. I want to say like Matahai or something like that, where Alphonse Char, the Char from Gaia Gear, would ambush it with his Mesmetron. And then after that, they move it to, I believe, Side 2, after the start of Consent, being the bad guys from G-Savior. Oh my god, pick a goddamn target game. Like, this is getting stupid. Dude just kicked the top half of my shield away. Fucking hell. Yeah. The point of Hathaway's Flash is literally eco-terrorism is the only way to get things done.
Too easy. You're not getting away. You're too easy.
I know I shouldn't be focusing on Big Zom and I should be doing other stuff, but what's the fun in that, damn it? Well, it's not that they can't make up their mind, it's they kind of don't get a choice. Because every few years their capital is like such a shitty place that they have to move so they don't have rampant poverty and ecological destruction and everything. Like, it's pulling the wool in front of their eyes. It's kind of crazy, man. Oh yeah, Mufti's whole thing is him destroy, or Mufti's whole thing is the Federation is destroying the planet, and so he's going to force the Federation to leave the planet through terrorism. That's what I meant by eco-terrorism. Not exactly eco-terrorism, though. If you gave him Ostroth, he'd probably use it. So in Hathaway's Flash, it kind of changes CCA a little bit, and that Hathaway kills Kess instead of, you know, Chan doing it. So he feels responsible for what had happened to Kess. And so his whole thing is kind of his own delusions based off of that. Also, good job, Amaro. Stealing my kill. Points are so good, though. There's a thing for Zeon as well, where we have to do similar bullshit to this.
Lila team launching. All right, let's go.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do the rest of these off camera, because it's literally the same battles over and over again with the same suits. There is no variation to it. It's really annoying. And it's kind of a joke, because I'm pretty sure these three are the only people who have that. So it's like, yeah, they were in the 1 year war. Why? Why this is included in the game? We have no idea. No. Slugger dies from getting shot like normal. And the eye field is still there on Big Zom, but Amuro spawns after Slugger dies. So it's pretty useful. Like, you honestly want Slugger to die. Kess is Kess. Like, Kess.
I've got him. I can see the enemy. Char! Didn't you get Lala involved, Char? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
But Lala survived. Oh well. It's fine, don't worry about it.
But I'm a new type as well.
Hey, if we had B Gundam in this, I'd be super happy. B Gundam being a ball with a gun that is painted to look like a Gundam head, it's amazing. Oh crap, we have to protect Amuro from Char. Hey, you remember the final episode of Gundam where Amuro was saved by a random GM pilot? Who then proceeded to call Amuro an idiot for, you know, suiciding himself against Char? As he gets his butt kicked by a Zeon, by a Zaku pilot. Well, yeah, but that's
Want to beat that guy?
because you keep jumping in the way of my shots, you asshole.
He's good. He's good. There it is.
There! You're too easy.
Slow.
Damn it, Amuro.
I have to admit that red mobile suit got the better of us. I wanted to do this without the boss.
You know what? Because I'm making so many points from these GMs, or these GM missions, I am going to upgrade this one. But just because we've gotten like 3 times as much already.
Lila team launching.
Gundam, please hang on. Got you.
So if you pronounce it like Queen or Quest, that would be if you've only seen the English spelling of it, because in the Japanese spelling it's just Ke. Kesu.
I've got him. I can see the enemy.
But I guess if you've only seen CCA in English, like, it makes sense. Because that is how it's spelled.
Did you get Lala involved, Char?
But it's really just which side of it you decide to do. Alright, I need to actually focus on Char in this one. Because he's going to murder Amuro if I don't.
I'm a new type as well.
Are you really, Char? Are you really? Because I'm pretty sure I almost kicked your ass with a GM earlier. And if you weren't so close to the edge of the stage, this would be a lot easier. But there's a giant pillar in the middle, so we can't go there. Was it Origins or one of the side manga where Sayla has her own like GM custom?
All right, let's go back.
Oh no, that's definitely Amuro. In this one, at least. Yeah, if you look in the bottom left, partner, it's definitely Amuro. But we've rejoined the timeline. Yay! Yay! So we have the same. We have literally the exact same thing to do on 2 other characters. But that'll be the end of the Titans for today, anyway. I'm gonna go grab my laundry, and then we're gonna start on Zeon. Okay, so that was in Origins. Because I knew that was a thing, I just forgot where it happened. And that's how you find out Lila is the best pilot ever, is because, you know, she completely trounces Char in a GM because the Gundam was being an idiot. And once we get over, from what people have told me, once we get over 100, I can start switching between the storylines completely. We're at 61 right now, so I want that to happen, damn it. And by switching over, it means I can hit R1 and L1 to switch between, so I don't have to reload. It saves so much time. But yeah, so we got some choices. Oh yeah, there's also, you know, Axis reinforcements returning early, because we saved Dozel. Do we want to finish up the Char campaign? Do the mainline Garma without saving Dozel? Or without the Trojan Horse Pursuit? Do we want to do Ramba's, like, good side? Do we want to do Dozel's, like, jump through the Grand Canyon? Lala survived, though, so we're good there. Yeah, what do we want to finish up from the 1 Year War? Or do we want the Black Tri-Stars to survive? I'm pretty sure they have, like, a mission or 2 afterwards, but that's it. Though I will be back in a few minutes. Heyo, I'm back. So, should just do one of the black tri-stars and then we'll do some Dozaru? Oh wait, I have to actually click on the window for it to work. So if 0083 was in this, I honestly think probably Amuro or like Char would end up being part of the Federation side of it, and Ko would be moved over to the gun cannon, while Keith was in like the Zaku that captured Zaku F2. Oh hey, we get to destroy the Gundam.
Gaia launching. Stay out of my way.
But yeah, it would be like Ko would be, or Amuro would be piloting the GPO-1. Ko would get a gun cannon Mark II,
Just can't sit around and
or GM cannon Mark II.
down.
Oh no, Matilda's dead! Oh no, never mind, no she's not. So I was saying, wait, do we really get that accurate? Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think the Black Tri-Star surviving would really do anything differently story-wise. Like, it would probably be a pain for the Federation because the Zeon remnants would have much better pilots, but I don't think it would change too much. But yeah, we just murdered Matilda, mainly because I'm bad at accuracy. You'll notice that this is Amuro Ray, not Amuro. This is a different dude named Ray. Slightly different character, you know? Yeah. I had to. That was so good. Even though I got hit by my own allies. Ah, you arsehole.
Alright, returning.
Wasn't the Jabra raid after Odessa? Or, before Odessa, I mean? Yeah. Eh. Maybe I'm mistaken, aren't I? Yeah, okay, yeah. I could see them being part of the attack on Jabro. I don't think it would make Jabro successful, but I could see it working. Or at least them being there.
Ortega, launching.
Yeah, in Char's Deleted Affair, their Zaku 2 R2s were apparently kept by Zeon remnants and eventually given to Char, Apolly, and Roberto during a pretty bad engagement. Yeah, I think it's Origins that makes Jabro before Odessa. Oh my god. I mean, it's only 12 damage, but still. Yeah, I know Origins moved Odessa and Jaburo around, or it might have been Odessa and Belfast. It was one of them, and I always found it was really weird, but it kind of made a lot more sense. Odessa was originally supposed to be the, like, deployment of the GM, and that was a big deal, but since Jaburo hadn't happened yet, that Jaburo was them still producing them. Uh, damn it, Mash. Alright, you guys fight. I'll be over here killing Matilda. And then when you guys die... Oh, you did die. Okay. Why it's blue is game. There is literally no reason to it. Besides, that's what happens in this game.
Ortega, we're gonna return.
We didn't kill Matilda in that one, by the way. Still alive. Though, apparently Gaia is at a different mission than Ortega. The heck? Yeah. Where is the Fetty Mobile Suit? I know what these words are. I don't know what they mean, though. We'll kill Matilda on this one just because we didn't kill her in the last one. Apparently, Mash is the only one who's a cool dude. Ah, you mean Guy Helmet's Buster Sword Dom. If you're wondering, that giant Dom sword is literally called the Buster Sword. Or a large heat sword, depending on which source you go by. But I'm going to keep calling it the Buster Sword, because I find it funny. But yes, it was piloted by Guy Helmuth in Missing Links. It begs the question, similar to that anti-ship sniper rifle from Origins. Wait, they had these the whole time and no one used them? But yeah, I like the Guy Helmuth sword as well. It's a lot of fun. I also like using the Pixie in that game and the Ballsack Bazooka gun cannon. Just because the melee combat is so meaty, it's great. I just wish, you know, the game wasn't so ridiculously hard or ridiculously easy. The story made more sense. And they had actually, you know, fulfilled their promises instead of just doing whatever the fuck they wanted. But what do I know? Oh, I missed a point-blank shot from that bazooka.
Returning to base.
Yeah, so the camphor was never really used or tested during the 1-year war. Like, its first deployment was literally on Christmas of the 1-year war, which it was ending in 6 days. Like, they didn't have enough time to do anything with the camphor. Do I want to do Solomon and the Naboa coup just to end Ortega and finish up the Black Tri-Stars and then go for Dozel? I think so. Oh, right, yeah. So, notice how there's dirt on the feet of this one. We cleaned up the dirt, which makes it work in space. Okay, for some reason I thought the bazooka was held slightly higher as well. But that was just me misinterpreting things.
Ladies are weak. Ladies are weak. Where is the Fetty Mobile Suit?
Where is the Fetty Mobile Suit? Oh, okay, it's this one, where we actually have to kill White Base Crew. I remember this one. Except for we don't have Sliger in this one. Oh, the Schleifer? I think that's what it was called. The one where it has, like, the legit hover bottom from, that was Zeon Remnant's use. I remember that one. I love how this GM pilot's just a better pilot than Kai. We basically just, like, fought South Burning or something. Then we power elbowed Amuro in the face. Yeah, if it makes you feel any better, in Negative Zeta, both Hayato and Kai are executed for being part of the White Base crew. And yeah, in the book, Amuro gets shot in the back by a Dom pilot. It wasn't Crown. I forget what his name is, but it starts with a C, I believe. I think it's like David something. He gets shot in the back by a Dom and just dies. Because the Dom is like the height of military technology in the book, which makes a lot of sense.
Ortega, we're gonna return.
The novel Camille is like, holy crap. So in the novel, Camille doesn't see his mom die, right? So they change Rosamia to, instead of thinking it's his sister, to look exactly like his mother. She then tries to kill him, so he kills her. And when they and then just disappears off the radio, doesn't say anything. When they finally recover the Zeta, Camille's dead. He had slit his own wrist and bled to death. Also, like, I'm kind of glad we're almost done with Ortega because it's getting stupid. Yup. The novel, like, no punches were pulled. Holy fuck. I was not expecting that. Like, people bring up Kiki from MS08, which, yeah, Kiki's kind of bad. Like, some of the other shit in that novel, though. Holy fuck. I was trying to target the Gelgoog. I'm like, wait, why isn't it letting me target this stupid Gelgoog? And then it's like, oh wait, no, I'm Zeon in this one, aren't I? Really? It was Gilliam? Huh. I didn't think... Wow. I didn't think that was him. At least in the, like, semi-canon universe, Gilliam's... How do you guys have a ground GM here? We're in a colony. Gilliam is one of the Zeon aces. He's like 4th or 5th, I think. Oh. I thought you were talking about the one from, Missing Links. It's the Guy Helmuth Dom. Is the one I was thinking about. Which was, the best friend, to the main character's son in Missing Links. I want to say something that, like, you know, describes him, but I kinda can't. Because that's the kind of character he was. Like, he's just there. Like, yeah, like, Vincent Schneid, their commander. So much of a better character than Guy Helmuth is. Like, he doesn't do anything. Even Annabeth is a better character, and she's horrible.
I'll show you what battle is. I've got him. I can see the enemy.
So in one of my UC tabletop games, right? Whichever Gilliam is the correct one was the commander of the unit for Caeciliia. He would be sitting at the desk of the Chivet and building a Zero Liger, you know, the Zoid Gunpla. Well, not Gunpla, but the model. For like every mission, every time they'd go back and need a briefing or anything, dude is still just working on this one Gunpla, trying to get it finished, up until the point where the Chivet sinks. And then after the Chivet sinks, he's still just sitting there like in a normal suit working on the goddamn mobile, or on the goddamn model. It was so good. He also, the GM was doing the father from the Thornberries. You know, the smashing guy? He was doing like kind of that kind of thing. It was so good. We don't know what happened to him. He's probably still on that Chivet today. Just eating the food, like trying to get that Zero Liger together. Yeah, so the difference in design for the Federation versus Zeon is basically Zeon puts 2 or 3 different joints, or 2 or 3 backup systems into like all the joints and everything. So if the primary breaks, it can move over to a secondary. Well, that's also incredibly expensive and incredibly hard to maintain. Whereas the Federation instead has a bunch of, has only a single joint, but they use, you know, the same quality of parts for everything. So you can swap out arms and legs and everything in a few hours. Versus like Zaku's and Doms and that kind of stuff, where it takes up to days. So it makes the Federation system is so much smarter, but like you wouldn't get such pretty Zeon mobile suits. Also, fuck you, Dom. I saw that. I really did. I was hoping he would land so I could get one final shot on him. Oh well. Yeah, if I ever run another UC game, Gilliam's gonna come back and he's like gonna be he's gonna be at the mall just looking for another model or something. I haven't decided yet. Like no one's gonna get it except for, you know, either people who saw this video or if any of my old players come back. Well, not my old players, but the old players. That was before I started GMing, like a long time ago. Back in the olden days of 2015. Yeah, the Zeon design decision was absolutely stupid. Like, hey, let's use different size parts for everything. I know we're copying, you know, Nazi Germany, but holy crap, man. How did you block that? It was at your back. Yeah, that one was my fault. Like, I shouldn't have been going after that GM. I should have switched targets. Oh well. Yeah, it's fine. I really should just be using the Dom, to be honest. It's so much better, but using this goddamn Gelgoog. At least during the intro part of the Grips conflict, a lot of the GMs were, the GM2s were just upgraded GM1s. But about halfway through, they actually had to start just building base GM2s. Because they ran out of updated GM1s. There was a good portion of them, but it wasn't really a lot. I don't know why I just, like, boosted forward there. But it didn't take my boost bar, so... Mm-hmm.
Char! Did you get Lala involved, Char? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
Yeah. There were some GMs that had survived long enough to be outphased as GM3s. Though with Torrington at Unicorn, we don't actually know when that was anymore. Most people used to say it was about the time of CCA that all of the GM3s were taken out of production, but it's no longer the case, as they were still using GM2s at the time for some reason. There, we killed Amuro this time. Thanks, random Zaku. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go over here while you guys go and kill that one GM. It'll save me a lot of time. Yeah, they did have a mass production Big Zom and Katana. But, I mean, that and the Absolus is literally the strategy for the Tamaray campaign. Like, you can't produce quick enough to get on par with the enemy. So, just spam Big Zoms and Absoluses and hope you don't die. Yeah. Yeah, with the League Millionaire stuff, I wouldn't really say it survived that long, just like... Because a lot of the League Millionaire stuff was civilian bot, or civilian suits that they had reconverted into fighting for the Federation. Like with that Alexandra and everything that they had. I forget what it was. I want to say it was like the Ascension or something weird like that. A lot of it was civilian bought and maintained for a while until it got repatriated to the Federation. And by repatriated, I mean flat out like stolen or commandeered is the correct word. Yes.
Ortega, we're gonna return!
Why Psycho Frame is a T? Honestly, Tobino. Like, I know people joke about it, but I'm pretty sure they made it a T just for him. But yay, Ortega survives the 1-year war! This is the Defend the Dob Day one. Not happy about that.
We're better duking it out than that there shop. We're here to honor the spirit of MASH. It's time to drift out into space.
We're here to honor the spirit of MASH. You know, the guy right next to me. He's not dead or anything. We just like honoring his spirit.
Just watch.
God damn it, Amuro.
Die! Got you.
Yeah, they're all very southern. Like, that's what I was complaining when we were doing MASH, is that it was like, what in tarnation? It's like, really? Really? But, so they speak in Kansai accents in Japanese, which is considered kind of country, but it's not that bad. It's more like having a Boston accent than it is, like, southern accent. Like, some things sound weird, but you can kind of tell what the fuck they're talking about. Ugh. Yeah, he's from Space, Texas. Or Space, Alabama, even. Though, if I had anything to say, I think the voice actor's from, like, Kentucky or Tennessee. Like, Pigeon Forge area, maybe? Or Pigeon Forge. Like, it doesn't exactly sound southern to me. But I could be wrong.
How could we lose to them darn fetties?
My god. How could we lose to them darn fetties?
Alrighty now, I'm launching. We're better duking it out than that there shop. We're here to honor the spirit of MASH. It's time to drift out into space.
We're gonna give MASH a sky funeral. You know, it's what he's always wanted. We're gonna let him be pecked apart by birds. But we're in space, so we don't have birds. So we're gonna let the space birds do it. Sweet space Alabama. It's located inside 4. It's mainly inhabited by people from Alabama. Or at least their grandparents were. They keep the accent up because they make a lot of money in tourism.
There it is. No! Not yet. Got you. Not yet.
Oh, you see, North and South Carolina kind of united into the Greater Carolina Republic. And weirdly enough, like, even though they're in space and don't have to deal with Sherman's March to the Sea, their literacy rates are still really low for some reason. We're not quite sure why. Yes, it has gone very strange places. At least it's not as bad as one of my tabletop streams where I started teaching people how to gaslight others and, like, emotionally and psychologically destroy people. That was an awkward one. Though I did have a commenter on that video saying that I was racist because, you know, human debris are poor. So that was a thing. I mean, I don't know why there would be rich human debris, but okay. Not going to complain. So Japan is like completely nebulous of everything in Gundam because Japan is still nice. Like, Japan survives the 1 Year War just fine, almost unscathed. Like, nothing happens in it. And then by the time of CCA, it's still inhabited and people, like, live normal lives there. It's weird. Like, I joked about it in Gihren's Greed because it's just like, oh yeah, this is Japan. Of course they know what Japan looks like. It's perfectly fine. But literally nothing happens there. Like, it's nice and happy. Alright, returning to base. Oh god, we got a GOG. Guys, we got a GOG.
Alrighty now, I'm launching. We're better cooking it up than that there shot.
We're better at that there, Char. Oh, we have a scatter gun. And missiles. Very inaccurate missiles, but still. Alright, I'll say this first out. Unlike every other game that's ever come out, this GOG is trash. Usually the GOG is, like, amazing for, you know, obvious reasons. It's slow, but its weapons are really good, and its melee is insane. This one, not so much. I feel disappointed. Oh, and if we consider Walpurgis canon, most video games in the Federation are still made in Japan. Though Walpurgis got canceled, so canon or not's a question. It does the Zegok thing where, like, it moves kind of fast underwater, but it's the same speed that it boosts, and it still loses boost the same speed. Or it loses boost the same underwater and overwater. So it's not actually that much better. Alright. Hey, yeah, that's good Texas colony beef that there is. You know, Texas colony, ride the bull. Copyright Charlie Bull, 0079. So Bandai's been doing this weird thing where instead of actually outright canceling things, they just don't release any more of it. And the last chapter of Walpurgis was released almost 3 years ago. It's the same thing with Gecko. So it's not canceled. But it's mostly canceled. As far as anyone is concerned. Which giant aquatic suit? The sub, the green one, the one that's shaped weirdly like a penis, the one with claws, the one I'm using now. Is it the big green one? Nicholas, not 3 months, 3 years. 3 months is kind of expected, like 6 to 9 is fine. But it's been a few years since the new chapters have come out. Oh, that would be the Zoc. Also, Mash or Ortega, whoever that was, just Elmo'd me in the face. I take offense to that, thank you. Yeah, you're talking about the Zoc, the one with like one eye, it's big green, but it has 2 noses kind of thing. Big Nose used it, or not Big Nose, used an act guy, Braflosky used it. Yeah. Same thing with Gecko. After Season 2 ended, it's just been sitting there doing nothing for almost 2 years now. Which kind of sucks, because I bought all 4 volumes, and like I was really excited for the next one. Finally get to see it survey, but oh well. Yeah, we're using a Dom this time, because fuck that. Holy crap, that sucked. But, you know, honestly, if I do get canceled, I will, I'll let everyone know. I'll let everyone know, like, a lot. I mean, the only game I know that the Zoc is actually any good is Journey to Jowbrow. And the only reason it's good is because it turns around and then it can fire its back missiles. And, like, so you just turn around and fire backwards for a little while if you run out of ammo. Oof. Yeah, I'll close range you with the bazooka too. See how you like it. I was hammering the like flash button the entire time he was looking at me with that beam saber. It waits till I turn around to use it. God damn you. I don't... I kind of know. Like, I've talked to him before, but I don't know him personally, no.
What are you doing?
I talked to Jink a while back, like a few years back, a lot, but it's been a few years it's been a few years since I've last talked to him. So, you think that Seed is bad? Wait till you see Destiny. You're gonna enjoy it up until I think it's episode 9, and then it just gets real dumb, real fast. Yeah, I generally don't consume the, like, clickbaity Gundam content, because I already know the answer. And usually they don't actually explain it very adequately. They just kind of like, oh, this is what happened.
What are you doing? Slow.
You remember all those ground Gundams that were at Jaburo? That then in turn got destroyed by MASH and a Dom? So my arm gets blowed off as I'm swinging down and kills the dude. So good.
Alright, returning to base.
So when Amuro got the magnetic coating, Char got the prototype Gelgook, which allowed him to go much faster than before. It was also something like 3 times faster, but 3 times faster than the Gelgook, which put him about on average with Amuro.
Get it out, let their side. How could we lose to them darn fetties? Fetties are weak.
If you read Japanese, I would say just play Super Robot Wars Z1 and pretend like that's what happened in Destiny. Well, Z1 and 2, I should say. Because they technically follow the track. But even the voice actor for Shin is like, yeah, I like that story better than the Destiny one. Oh my god. Okay. Gaia, pick one of them. Quit going after the one I'm going after. It doesn't work. If you distract them, I'll kill both. It's fine. But if you keep doing that, I'm gonna keep getting killed. Because all you're doing is making it harder for me to hit people. Eh. There. Now I'll take on Amuro. You go make a sandwich or something. Wait, you're Southern. What's stereotypical for Southern people to eat? I actually don't know. I was gonna say sweet tea, but you don't really eat that, do you? I mean, I guess in a version you would. Yeah, uh-huh. I'm the idiot after that shit show earlier. I just shined his shield off. Astray's alright, but I would have liked Astray a lot more if it had been animated and played about the same time as Seed. The fact that they had major like plot details and stuff from Seed in a manga that didn't come out in America at the time kind of annoyed me.
We're better duking it out at our shop.
I will follow with the GAN.
With the GAN.
Good shot in this place.
Mukube is following with the GAN. There's no Y in there. It's just the GAN. I could actually go for some grits right now. Like, that sounds really good. All I've eaten all day was a frozen burrito because, you know, I live my life well and shit. And I've had 2 beers and a Monster, so yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I do also wish that Asteroid wasn't so over the top, but that's fine. Elbow to the back. Alright, after this I need to go grab my laundry. It's been done for like 15 minutes.
Battle is not over yet.
Yes, he must fight in his GAN. But yeah, I have you know I eat incredibly healthy. They had boxes of frozen burritos at Walmart for $2 for like 8, which is like a quarter. So I could have a meal for a quarter. And so I did it. And the only thing I have in my fridge, which isn't plugged in right now, are frozen burritos. And the only reason it's not plugged in right now is because the outlet's been busted for a while now, and I'm too lazy to go and fix it. Either that or the previous people who lived here had, you know, turned the power off to it. I wouldn't be surprised. I found a couple of those already.
Alright, returning to base.
But like, another frozen burrito right now sounds really good.
Gaia launching. Stay out of my way.
Oh, I should have checked if I could use the normal dom for this one. I don't eat burritos all day.
We're better duking it out at our shop.
Just right now.
I've got him. I can see the enemy.
I mean, I did do keto for 6 months. That was fun. Like, it legitimately changed how I looked at a lot of things. And I lost, like, you know, almost 50 pounds. I gained it back over about a year and a half, but I did really enjoy it, and I learned how to be a lot better cook because of it. I've been thinking about going back on keto. That was fun. But I don't want to spend the money or the time preparing it right now until I'm more, in fact, where I am. Because if I move back to, like, say, Poland, then keto's just not going to be a thing. I just wouldn't be able to maintain it.
Why'd you get Lala involved, Char? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
You don't like the I'm mad at my friends, so I'm going to go over to Mars and hang out with these guys I met 3 mangas ago? Sadly, I can only do Wolfbang Fist. I got the Yamcha route, which really sucked. But I realized something. Yamcha was a professional baseball player who made literally millions of dollars and didn't have to fight for his life every other week. Like, he got the better end of the deal. Like, I could be Krillin and, you know, Krillin owned Count 37. I was surviving like on a string, and then the Zeon just comes out and shoots me in the arm. Oh, nice one, Amuro. That was actually good. I killed the Zaku. Yeah.
We lose to them darn fetties.
Oops.
Gaia launcher, stay out of my way.
Now, remember, Krillin wishes that they aren't androids anymore after the end. They get to keep their amazing powers, but they aren't robot anymore.
Puking it out in that there shot.
So, technically, she's human at that point.
Got him. I can see the enemy.
Though they might have changed that in Super, I'm not quite sure. I got 3 episodes into Super and then stopped because the Japanese voice actress for Goku. I have one of the few dubs that's any good is Dragon Ball Z. And it was also around the time that the Dragon Ball Z Abridged ended. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to wait for the Buu Saga. QQ. One day.
Char! How'd you get Lala involved, Char? You know she wasn't meant to be a warrior.
Oh, okay, that... Eh, that works, I guess. I always thought he just made them human. Though I've heard that 17 comes back in, Super. So if anyone doesn't know, Team 4-Star, like a couple of months back, went out and said that they weren't abridging the Buu Saga. They teased it at the end of the last season, but it never came to be, and they just kind of got burned out of it and decided not to do it. And so everyone's complaining, saying that it's going to like end their careers and stuff, which may or may not be true. Because if you look at the overall specs, like, the abridged stuff was making them a good majority of their money. And it's their brand, but, I mean, they're, like, super burned out, so it is what it is. Come on. No, 17 came back alive as well, but he decided to become a park ranger. Like, that is canon. Oops, that was my bad. Yeah, he decides to become a park ranger and just no one ever hears about him. Though apparently him and 18 have stayed in contact with each other. Because Marin knows who he is, being the daughter. It was just, you know, never brought up until now. And, you know, in that one OVA that's not canon, he does get resurrected from hell. So... it just kind of happens. Don't think too much about it. I'm pretty sure there's like a... Is Goku Black a form of Super Saiyan, or is he an enemy? I have not got, like, a definite answer on that. Like, is he an alternate reality version of Goku, or Is he just evil, or is he a Super Saiyan form?
He's good.
Stay out of my way.
Stay out of my way. Yeah. Gaia had survived the fierce conflict, but Zeon had been defeated and the one-year war is over. Zeon's name vanishes from the pages of history, until 7 years later, a new inheritant appears. This is the end of the Black Tri-Stars battle. The pages of the Universal Century tell a violent story, and this is the etched in stone. Is it possible to alter the outcome of these events? The future is in your hands. So basically, can I not get them to join Zeon? But I will be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna go grab my laundry. Alright, I'm back. And would I watch Magical Girl Idol Gundam? I mean, I'd be disappointed in the fact that they, called it Gundam instead of Macross, but yeah, I would watch it. Okay, so I gotta go in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna do some Grand Canyon jumping with Big Zamu. Maybe a mission or two as Dozel, and then next time we'll finish up Ortega. And then the Black Tri-Stars will be finished as well. And we can finish up most of Zeon before moving on to, them and Zeta. Did you see that? Do we need to survive this amount of time, or was that a kill everyone? I'm thinking it's survive, but yeah, it's definitely survive. Garma's in the Gao. I'm in Big Zom.
Federation monster. All hands launching.
No way I'm gonna be the laughing stock of all of Zeon.
Ah, I missed. Wow, I haven't touched Amuro yet? God damn, I thought I had kicked him twice.
Not yet.
So, as long as they have the beam sabers, I don't really mind, but the gun tank... God damn it! Is that Char or Garma who keeps grabbing my leg? It's like, are you a puppy or something? Do we get to destroy White Base in New York? Because I'll do it. I don't remember that being a thing, but we might get to. Ooh, we do. So, before I start this, what is the button combination to use your special gauge? I think it's like left trigger in, or is like L2 and R1 at the same time or something?
I'm launching.
Button setup. Oh, it's just L1. Okay.
I'm launching.
Trojan horse will surely be destroyed.
And no mega particle cannon for you.
You easily pawns.
Good.
I won't let you.
Yep.
Go down.
Hit him! Die!
You regret. You easily pawns.
Good.
All hands, level 1 battle station. Good, now launch them.
Trojan horse.
Evasive maneuvers.
Go down. Did you see that?
Wow, that actually worked. Next time I'll do something cooler, like jump on top of it.
Let's go home now.
That was fun. Alright. Should we use the Galgug or should we go Big Zom again? Disrupt them with speed. You move at the speed of a normal mobile suit.
Launching now. Take over.
Though, I'm Big Zom, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Or I'm doing recovery. But it's happening, damn it.
I'm launching.
Ah, I missed. I was hoping you wouldn't see it coming. Whoops. I wanted to move, not to fire that time, but whatever. It's not karma, I don't care. It's just that one Zaku 2 pilot who's designed to fuck with me.
Watch this, Zeon scum!
Yeah, Hayato, show the Zeon scum what you can do. So most mobile suits would not be able to move on Earth. Like, just flat out. They weigh much too much, and their feet aren't nearly big enough for it to really be a thing. That being said, yeah, Big Zom would probably sink into the floor. It'd probably go about to knee height within a couple of seconds.
Let's go home now.
Evasion rate 0. Accuracy 14%. Alright, I'm cutting this one real close, but I like Big Zom. Big Zom is fun.
I'm launching.
Force will surely be destroyed.
I mean, I already destroyed it, so sure. So in case anyone's interested, when I walk this way, this is forward. When I walk this way, this is forward, or this is backwards. So the reason why all the movement's all funky with Big Zom is because I'm trying to correct my course by, you know, turning the camera around without jumping. No, I need that one. Oh well. Thanks, Dom. Yeah. Don't worry, Big Zom is made by the NKVD. There's only forward, no back. No retreat, just forward. Damn it, Kai, quit turning faster than I can. There are 00 games for the DS. I mean, no, I don't think I own those either. Will I buy them? Yes. Do you know what they're called? 'Cause I will pick up copies. I am not opposed to that at all. Yes. That's where you find out that very much so the Titans are actually the Soviet Union.
Let's go home now.
Yep. Big Slump's primary melee is stepping on people. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. But I have to leave, so I will see you guys all later. Next week, about this time, we will be back. We'll probably start as the AUG. I think we're going to beeline for the perfect ending once we get to the AUG. Or, as the AUG, so I can, you know, swap around to the different storylines. Because I'm getting tired of this save, reload, move over bullshit. And then after we do that, I think we'll finally do Scirocco's, or I'm going to finish up the rest of the generic stuff off camera, or non-streamy, and then we can do that kind of, and then we can, you know, do the Titans good ending and that kind of stuff. I believe we need to finish up Scirocco to get the like perfect end kind of thing. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed the episode, or all the stream, I guess. You guys should all like the video, damn it, it's important. But yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow some more of the tabletop, most likely. And then next Sunday will be some more of this. I also, if I can, am gonna play some Dynasty Warriors Gundam, or some, I'm thinking maybe even side stories, or 0081, depending on if someone wants to join me or not. Sometime this week. Probably late at night for most of you, though, so it'll kind of suck if, you know, you're not on the East Coast, or on the West Coast. But anyway, folks, good night.